Morning, Jules here. Welcome to my channel. So today what we're doing is we're doing an exploding envelope. I didn't invent it, it's been done before, I've seen it a few times. So it's 4 envelopes and there they are. So there's your envelopes. I use square envelopes for this, and you've got your pockets. I haven't put anything in them. You decorate them with whatever, and then you can put a sentence or whatever sentiment. You can give the I've done this as little gift cards for my grandkids, but I use these style envelopes, and that's what I'm using today, because not everybody has square envelopes, and you can put little gift cards in and little notes and things like that. And then all you do is you just turn it over and decorate it, and I put ribbon, or you can put twine or whatever, and then you just fold it in like that and then just tie it in a little bow, and it makes a lovely little gift, a lovely little card, lovely little pocket for a journal, because you can stick it on your journal and then it just flips open. It's entirely up to you. So as I said, I'm going to use these envelopes, and what you need to remember is the width of your envelope, which is 4 1/4, so you need a 4 1/4 square piece of paper. And then what we do is we put our bits and pieces. Now I have got some bits and pieces cut out here, and I did do this one. So what I do is I turn that over. I'm going to get my chair and sit down, because I'm going to be doing some gluing. And then what you want to do is you want to glue your flaps on there. Now you can use glue stick, whatever you want. I'm going to use art glitter glue. That's if I can get it working, because it's been a little bit funny. You can use the sticky bit on the envelope to stick it down if you want, but it depends how long you've had your envelopes, whether the sticky will stay stuck. And then all I do is I just put that, usually bend it over like that. Take that off there, Julie. Bend it over like that, and then stick it right up to that edge. Like that. And then all you need is for it to turn over like that. And then what we'll do is we'll do the rest. So what I'll do is I'll do that way first. Then it makes it easier for me. And we're going to put this on here so I can see right up. Make sure this edge is perfect. And there we are. Now I picked up these envelopes, I think in Cyprus. You can get them over here. You can get the long ones. Doesn't matter what size envelopes, as long as they're all the same. Again, push that up there like that. Tuck that down like that. And if you've got little envelopes that you've ripped open. You know, you can sort of like trim them down and put a flap on them. It doesn't have to be a full flap. All it needs to be is just a hinge. I could have cut that off and still done this, but and then you've got your back covered, and then this goes in like that, in like that, in like that. And you might need to, if you've not stuck it properly, you might need to manoeuvre it a bit. And yeah, you've got kind of, this one doesn't cover the flap, but it doesn't matter. But what I did do was I cut one of these in half so that I've got a template, and I just trimmed it down a little bit because I like a border. You know, anybody that follows me knows I like a border. So I've got some to match that, and all this is just scrapbooking paper that's been laying about my craft room for ever and a day, and I'm gonna use, it doesn't matter if you draw on your, there's that one, and there's another one, and there's a plain one, and you can decorate these up with stamping, collage papers, book page, anything you want. Doesn't have to be scrapbook paper. The only reason I'm using scrapbook paper is because it's needing used up. I've got about 70 scrapbooks that at the time I was using, but I'm terrible at hoard them because they're nice pretty papers, and then I kind of lose my mojo and don't use them, which is a terrible shame. So what I'm doing is I'm just cutting just slightly this side of that pencil line. If I don't get a border, I can always trim a little bit off and keep these because they go inside. So there you've got that one, and I'm going to put the inside flap in first, and if it doesn't cover, you know, if it doesn't cover everything, it's fine. It's okay. If you put it in a little bit wonky, don't worry about it. I think sometimes wonky's my middle name. There we are. And then we'll put these and that's going to go on there, and it just shows a little border, and that's all I'm wanting. Just it just goes along with the where I've inked around the edges, and depending on the colour of paper. The reason I'm using ground espresso is because this is kind of a dull pink, and I'm using like craft card envelopes. If it was a different colour, if they were cream, I would have maybe used a more of an orangey or a yellowy based ink, you know, like vintage photo or gathered twig or something like that. And there you can see, and you know, these ones, that's, if you've got a little gift card, and then you can put your little gift card in. Ideal. So we've got our pockets, and what we're going to do is we're going to decorate them with little bits and pieces. So we've got some labels here that are just, it was a flower stamp all about friendship, so it's for your friendship. You were the reason I smile today. I can always count on you, and you're the best. So we want, I'm going to use my little guillotine. I've not measured it, I'm just guessing. Take a little bit more off the bottom. Yeah, we can cut the corner off. And we'll ink round it. Now of course this had quite dark bits on it. These colours are like peaches and beiges and bring that. Just get rid of that. And what else do we want? I'm just going to put some of these little curio stamps on. So we'll put that one up there, and I think we might have that one there, and we want one underneath this one. Thoughtful. I'm just inking over it. So we'll put this one on first. And these labels I did on a video a couple of months back. If you just go into my playlist and look at ephemera, you'll see. So there we've got that one, and that one's going there, isn't it? This one, we've got them on the side, so just cutting that one up like that. I'm just taking it up a little bit more and a little bit off this side, because I can see a little white line where I've not cut it out properly. Now these are done on photograph paper. I've got a pile of photograph paper and I'm just using it because it's no good for crafting with, because it has like a coating on it. going to have to take that off. I think I need to renew my sponge. That'll do. And this one, the label on this one says you're the best. I'm going to have a look at my other labels. Got some bigger ones. Just bringing these down, that's too big. That's too big, but we can cut it in half. Well, we can cut a little bit off. It's got little bugs on it. And that'll go over there. And that'll do perfect. And there we are. So there we are. We've got that. Now I'm going to put a tab on. And you can put it that way, or that way, which probably would be the best. Right, so now what I've got is I've got some black and white photographs. Some of them are modern, but they're, because they're black and white, they look a little bit vintagey, and they're just old photographs that I get from Pixabay or Flickr, stock photographs. I do have a subscription with stock photographs. That's like the Metro train station. And I quite like that, but I'm just wondering what else we can do. Got that one now, I don't want that one. Can put that one on there. Yeah, and I've got some of these tabs, so I'm going to put that on there. And these are just single tabs, there's nothing major on them. Put that on. You can put little labels on them, or you can stamp on them, or write on them, whatever. But we want to put the tab on first. And then I'm going to kind of put it right up till that there. Just wondering if we shove a bit of lace. what I'll do is I'll put some Artymaze fabric glue and just pulling the old glue off. And then just trim that there. Just put some more, and then I'm going to put our glitter glue on the rest. And we'll just put that in the middle. And I'm changing my ink to Scotch Timber. And we'll put that up there. I'm not going to ink it right down at the bottom because I think this other label is going to go underneath it. A little bit on the top, and then we'll lift that up and shove that there like that. And then that will go. Okay, so what other photograph do we want? That was the metro, so this is kind of like a train. Actually, I'm not sure what this will do on, because it's photo paper rather than glossy. So I'm just what is we'll just go over it a little bit just to make it look a bit old. There we are. And we'll wrinkle it up a bit. I don't want to do it too much, but then it looks like a photograph that's maybe been in a wallet or something. I think we'll put it that way. We're going to have that on that side because that's on that side. Have a look, what are the, we've got some Paris labels. Got some old labels. Okay, grab that one. There, we could put that there. We've got a department one here. Wanting some bigger ones, excursion, because when you go on a train you go on an excursion, so we'll definitely have that one. Right, we'll have that one. That one's coming off there a bit because that was a masterboard with boot page. Right, so we'll get this one on. Again, I don't want it too far, so it's roughly round about that. Look at my fingers. We'll have this, we don't want any I've got an old camera photograph and some old film, so I think we'll use them on the others. Put that down there. Have that one on there. And this is just a bit of old cardboard that I've been stamping these on. Put that on there. And then we want a little, it's this one, adventure. And this is going on the tab. There we are. Already it's looking pretty grungy. Pretty grungy on that one. Grungy on that one. So where's my old? There. It's the old cameras. I want that one to go there. And then I've got the film strip to go there, and that one will go there. So we'll work on the camera first. So we'll get this ink drowned. And I think it might be a bit too long. We've got inspiration. And I'm going to give this a bit. A hole in it there. And if you, because it's photograph paper, it goes different colours. There we are. And then we'll just go over that and around the edges. Let's see where I put a hole in it. Okay. I'm going to put that round there, are we? Where's the inspiration? Oh, we can get inspiration on there. Oops. Now, what labels are we going to have with this? We've got, maybe it's a bit too, and what's this one? This is priorities. That down a bit. And then we've got type slide, so we can have that there. And that there, yep. Okay, so we're going to put that, put it a little bit over, more to this side. And then this one, I'm going to put a little bit more ink on here. And we'll put that right up at the top there, and that one. that. And that one can go on there like that. And then I'll have this. And now I've automatically seen the word that I'm going to have on this one. Focus. Because when you're taking photographs, you have to focus. And it's amazing when you're just looking at a pile of words, when you put them out you just don't see them. But when you're crafting and one just stands out and you know that's the right one. Okay. Now I'm not going to ruffle this one up, I'm going to leave it just nice and pristine because it's only a small photograph. Going there again. I'm just putting that one I'm just withering what I can put underneath that. Do we want any of this? Do we want any of this? That's not grungy enough, and neither is that, but I quite like it. So I think we will have that, and I'll try and grungy it up a bit. And where's my and we'll put a little bit of this on. Now what we've got here, we rise by lifting others. Now, example, ticket, yeah, see the other side. Form. Right, okay, so we're going to put this one down. And just got a bit of a glue clog in it. Just putting that there. And just holding that down a bit. Okay, I think I'll put that one there. And we'll just, and there's not an awful lot of lace showing, but there's a bit, and it just adds to the texture and the interest, and that's basically all you're looking for, interest and texture, because you just want to keep looking to see what else is there. I think we might put this little 9 on. Or it might be a 6. Not quite sure. We'll make it a 6. Got one here. And then we want to have them there and that there. No, I'm going to have them on the outside, I think, so we'll have that one on the inside, the camera and the film on the inside, and we'll have these on the outside. So what I want now is I want some ribbon. Yep. That'll do. Okay, and I'm going to stick this on with double-sided, and this is just, I think it's 3mm. And just burnish that down. And that's the middle. And what I'll probably do is do like a ticket or something over there, a photograph. That would actually be quite good. So we'll stick this down. And there we are. And then we just tie that. You know, if you're going to get a bow middled up on at all, you'll do it on camera. Okay, and there we are. So we've got a more modern one there and a pretty grungy one there. So we'll open it up, and as you can see, and then you could put a pocket there and put something in there. We've got that there, and that one just fits in. That was square envelopes. These are just the 2.5 by 4.25 envelopes. So I hope you have a go. It's easy. It's another different pocket for putting in your journal. Enough waffle. I will see you in the next video. Bye.